Are you looking for the best camping stoves? In this video we will look at some of the 6 best camping stoves on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Eureka SPRK Camp Stove. The single-burner stove field seems to be dominated by butane-powered units that have an enclosed compartment for the butane cartridge rather than a clunky, when compared to the size of the stove, propane canister that eats up table acreage. Butane is also safe for indoor use or under a cover in bad weather. Within those butane stoves, the SPRK performs well. It has enamel-coated pan support for easy cleanup, and the burner sits lower than the edge of the pan support for some degree of wind protection. There's a built-in rotary ignition in the temperature control, and the burner can push 10,000 BTUs. It's not the fastest stove for boiling water, but it does provide excellent simmer control. Number 2. MSR Pocket Rocket 2 Stove. Backpacking stoves are made with different considerations than most general-purpose camping stoves. The 3 main points are that they need to be compact, extremely lightweight, and powerful enough to boil water quickly, even at high altitudes. In that, they're pretty bare bones, usually having some type of stand to set a pot over the flame, and that's it. Think about a tiny turkey fryer or crawfish boiler, and you're getting the picture. The MSR attaches to a fuel canister and is ready to go, with a push-button igniter and pressure control regulator that helps keep sputtering and low flames to a minimum at high elevations and cold temperatures. It boils water quickly, with the time to boil varying with altitude, and has excellent simmer control. With folding support arms, it packs down very nicely, and the recessed burner head aids performance in windy conditions, though it doesn't quite perform as well as other brands in that area. You'll want to bring a windscreen. Still, for overall performance, we like it. Number 3. Coleman Classic 2-Burner Propane Gas Camping Stove. I will admit to being a lifelong fan of Coleman camping stoves. I got rid of my father's 60-ish-year-old model, still in working condition, last year after he passed, only because I have a 30-ish-year-old model sitting in my shed. The Classic Propane maintains the familiar look but is a step up in performance and safety over these older models, which utilized white fuel and a hand pump to create enough pressure to cook. They now use propane cylinders and eschew the pumping ritual, making the cooking process significantly easier. Like its predecessor, there are precious few parts to the stove, increasing its longevity and making it easy to maintain. It's lightweight and has a 3-sided pop-up windscreen to keep your heat from blowing out under your cooking vessel. It boils water quickly but is responsive enough to cook on low heat without burning. If there are downsides, there is no built-in igniter, and it can burn through propane quickly. Number 4. Camp Chef Pro 16. The Pro 16 is an excellent stove for car or RV camping when you want full control of your heat or need to cook for large groups. With 3 burners, each pushing 30,000 BTUs, this stove is hotter than some home kitchen stoves. Each burner has an independent control to allow separate pots or pans to work at their individual temperatures. There's also a large array of single or double burner accessories, such as griddles or pizza ovens, available for separate purchase. Accessories aside, what ships with the stove are folding side tables, folding legs, and built-in leg levelers for setting up the stove on uneven surfaces. Also included are a matchless ignition system and a 3-sided windscreen to protect it from the elements. Major drawbacks include the fact that this stove is heavy, weighing 60 pounds, and requires a 5-gallon propane tank. 1-pound cylinders are incompatible with this stove. Number 5. Solo Stove Campfire Camping Stove. The Campfire utilizes the same dual combustion design as larger solo stoves, leading hot air up the insulated wall for a secondary burn to reduce smoke. Because of this, the Campfire burns hot, boiling water in just a few minutes. The cylindrical design with the fire at the bottom provides built-in wind protection, and the fuel source is small sticks and kindling. The dual combustion design means less unburned wood to clean up because of more complete combustion. The stove is essentially 2 cylinders that sit on top of each other and stack for packing in the carry bag. A downside to point out, some users have reported rust developing after several uses, but the stove comes with a lifetime warranty should you experience the same. Also, if you don't examine the stove design, you'll tend to think that you're spending quite a bit of money on 2 tin cans. We can assure you that's not the case. Number 6. Haynes 2.0 Solar Cooker and Dutch Oven Kit. The two primary types of solar cookers are either a tube that functions like an oven or a reflective base into which you put a pot for cooking. As we're reviewing stoves, we chose the most stove-like models to evaluate. The Haynes is essentially a reflective bowl that heats whatever you put in the center. While one can't expect the responsiveness of a gas-fueled stove in a solar cooker, you can typically boil water in this cooker in an hour or less using the included Dutch oven kit. The setup is easy, and the reflectors adjust to follow the sun. The unit snaps together, and each reflector is color-coded for quick assembly. The cooker is sturdy enough for frequent use, weighs less than 2 pounds, and breaks down as quickly as it sets up. There's also a transparent windscreen to help keep the heat in the cooker.